Hey everyone, this is Evan Cuomo here with Cedar One Realty. Thank you for coming back to Coffee with Cuomo this month. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of real estate investing, specifically the Brrrr method, which is BRRR. That stands for buy, rehab, slash renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to invest in real estate. You could do single family, multifamily, commercial development, land, etc. So there's a lot of ways to invest. I personally think this Brrrr method is the single most efficient way to invest in real estate by far, and anyone can do it. So today I'm gonna go over just a brief overview of what this Brrrr method is exactly, and I'll provide you like a mini example of one so you can kind of learn it in depth. But I'm gonna post my blog below, which will have more in-depth examples. I'll provide a YouTube link where I learned it and I educated myself a lot on it, and just other websites where you can research it and start learning more and more about it. So first, the first letter is buy, and this is probably the most important part of the process. So there's many ways to buy real estate. You could do a loan, cash, private money lender, or home equity line of credit, which means you could pull money from your primary residence, that equity you've built up, and use that to invest in real estate, like this method in general. So the first letter is buy. So in this specific method, I would say cash is king in this method. Okay, you want to buy at discounts. So when you go to a seller and say, I have $60,000 cash, we'll close in 2 weeks. That's a lot more attractive than, okay, I have $60,000 on a loan, we're gonna have to wait 2 months for financial contingencies and everything. So if you have cash sitting around making you 1% in the bank, or even if you have family members or know someone that is a private money lender that will just invest for a little interest rate while you do this whole process, that could work. Or in this example I'm gonna give you today, we'll just use a HELOC, okay? So say there's a $80,000 property sitting on the market. It's been on the market for 2 months. There's been no luck, no sales, hasn't been pending, hasn't been contingent. There's been many showings, just no one's biting on it, okay? The kitchen's outdated, bathroom's outdated, flooring's old, windows old, you get what I'm saying? But no one's bid on it, no one's bought it. So you're gonna go to this guy, you're gonna pull $60,000 from your HELOC, okay? You're gonna go to this guy and say, I'll give you $60,000 cash and we'll close in 2 weeks, okay? So to a seller, he might say, I'm taking a loss here, but I have other obligations that I need to pay, and I just want this to close, so deal, we'll do it. And obviously you're gonna get, maybe even hundreds of no's before you get a yes, but that one yes will set you up. So say you buy this property for $60,000 in this example. We'll keep going off this example. So $60,000, okay, and this you already bought it at a discount, which is starting you off strong. But the next letter in this process is rehab slash renovate. So during this process, it's also a big process. But so you're gonna come to me and say, Evan, I just bought this house for $60,000. You're gonna tell me the neighborhood it's in. It's 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,500 square feet. And you're gonna say, pull me some comps within this neighborhood, and tell me what all the comps are saying the past year of all the sales. So I'll give you, for example, I'll give you 5 comps that sold the last year that are near your house. 3 bed, 2 bath, same square footage or near it. And they all sold for around $100,000. Okay, so I come to you and say, John, all 5 of these comps sold for about $100,000. So now you bought it for 60, all the comps are saying 100, okay? So in your rehab process, you're gonna pull $20,000 more from your HELOC for the rehab process. Now you can do a contractor, you can do it on your own if you're handy. It doesn't really matter, but so you're gonna get this $20,000, and this is my biggest piece of advice. Copy the comps, okay? So when I provide you these comps, look what their kitchen looks like, look what their bathroom looks like, look what the flooring, look what the windows, look what the bedrooms look like, and copy them exactly for $20,000. Try to spend it the most efficient way you can to try to copy these comps. Okay, that'll help you in the last R. So, say you spend $20,000, so now you're in $80,000 total from your HELOC. Okay, and you already copied the comps with the rehab. So now the next R is rent. So now you have a big house, it's fixed up, it's nice. Now you got to rent it to someone. Okay. So say you get $800, $900 of rent. We'll say $850 in this. Rent it for $850. Okay. So now the next R is refinance. So you're gonna go to a bank, probably like a local bank. I mean, big banks might do it as well, but they'll give you 80% of loan to value. Okay. So whatever that means is whatever the property's appraised for, they'll give you 80% of that in a check back. Okay. And then you'll start a loan with them with 20% down, which is from the refinance. But so say the appraiser goes out and you're gonna hand the appraiser all 5 comps that I gave you. Okay, you're gonna show them all 5 comps that sold over $100,000 or around $100,000. And then when they go look at your property and it matches these same bed, square footage. Now it looks, same kitchen, bath, windows, flooring. Say he appraised it for $100,000. Okay, so now your property's appraised for $100,000. You're in at $80,000. So when the bank does a loan to value of 80%, they're going to give you an $80,000 check back, which is 80% of $100,000. So when they give you an $80,000 check back, you're going to take that $80,000 and put it back into the HELOC that you were using and paying interest on. So now your HELOC's done. You have no outstanding HELOC, and now you have $100,000 property that's all fixed up. So you're not going to be getting too many. You're going to get calls from tenants, but you're not going to get too many calls because you fix it up and change some stuff that would have made them call in the first place. But you have $100,000 property that's cash flowing. The renter's paying more than your mortgage, so you're cash flowing. Your property's appreciating over time. And you also have 20% equity in net worth in this property. So when they appraised it for $100,000 and gave you 80% back, that 20% difference is now in the property. So you increase your net worth by $20,000 by doing this process. So you technically have 20% in the property, but you didn't pull any 20% out of your own pocket or out of your HELOC or out of someone else's pocket. This was created by this Brrrr method. So now you just increase your net worth by $20,000. You have a cash flowing new updated property, and your property is appreciating. So you pretty much hit all key 3 real estate topics for investors. These are all 3 of these things are what investors want: appreciating, cash flow, equity. That's the big 3, and you hit all 3 of them without any money out of your own pocket. Granted, you spent some interest on your HELOC, but it's not that much money out of your pocket. Maybe a couple % you're paying on your HELOC. So this is how, and the last R of this method is the repeat. So you're going to repeat this process. And big investors, all over the United States do this method over and over and over again. So they have, say 40, 50 properties. So one goes vacant, this property is going to pick up for this vacancy, that property is going to pick up for this vacancy, and now all these properties are just paying each other off over time. Okay, and once all of the mortgages are up after 20 years, say 25 years, now you have 40, 50 properties, just inflow of cash coming to you, with nothing, with no mortgage, nothing. And that's how you create generational wealth, by doing this method. You need no money out of your pocket, create cash flow, massive cash flow, appreciation, and net worth by that. And people, you can use that $80,000 from your HELOC and stack up 50 properties. Okay, it might take you a while, but you could stack up 50 properties over length time. So read my blog below. It'll go more in depth than I just went there. There's YouTube videos on it as well that I suggest you watch. It could be better help or good help for you. And then comment below, some topics you want on next couple months for me to talk about, or something that interests you, or you had questions on, or something. that you've been wondering, the buying process or even selling process. So thank you for coming to Coffee with Cuomo, and I'll see you next month. Thanks.